Memorial Day weekend means it's time to fire up that grill, but it's also a great time for barbecue, especially if you're headed to a picnic.
Absolutely. Our Hungry Hound says Chicago is split in half when it comes to barbecue preferences, with the brisket and pulled pork on the north side, rib tips, hot links down to the south side. So he's tasting both this weekend, and he begins down south in Homewood. Steve Dolinsky is here now with the taste. Hey, Steve.
Hey guys, so I spent a week revisiting several of the big names in town. Lem's on 75th, Leon's, both the one on East 106 as well as the newer one on East 63rd, and all I found was a lot of disappointment. Overcooked tips and links, artificial tasting sauce. But then I made the trek to Homewood, where the family behind Uncle John's is carrying on an important South Side tradition, and most importantly, keeping an eye on the product. Gary Kennebrew Sr. works his aquarium-style smoker like a violinist plays a fiddle. Called a pit on the south side, these massive, clear-sided smokers allow pit masters to place the beef and pork directly over the flame. This is a style of barbecue they're known for at Uncle John's, which sits in a tiny Homewood strip mall next to a gas station. The key is knowing when to hose that flame down.
Hands-on experience, more or less. This is not something that you can go to school for necessarily, but I had a good teacher in Max Sevier, the original Uncle John. The tip and link is the bread and butter of our business.
Chopped into bite-sized pieces, the tips reveal their perfect smoke ring, the sign of a pitmaster who is paying attention.
Tedious, if you will, because you have to watch the time and temperature more. If you overcook it, of course, it's going to get brittle and hard, and you undercook it, it's going to be chewy and tough. So over time, you kind of get the feel for the balance, just kind of by feel. There's no scientific method to it.
The hot links are made by a local packing company, then smoked on the upper tier first before getting finished in the fryer, just to crisp up the outside. Orders are typically served all the same way, whether you get it to go or to dine in.
Mild sauce, right?
That means sauce poured over everything, including the French fries beneath it, then a few slices of white bread, all wrapped up in wax paper. Kennebrew says most of his customers love the sauce.
Some folks call back because they didn't get enough sauce on it. But of course, the connoisseurs, if you will, are the ones that like the flavor of the meat, like the smoke. Right, so they're the ones that we call the dippers.
Nice.
And I'm a dipper as well. I'm not a fan of the sauce all over everything because I feel like they put a lot of work into this. For example, you've got some tips here. You can see a little bit of smoke ring on the outside. That's a good sign. I put the sauce on the side. I want to dip it as I go along. I think that's more of an accent. The links are also fantastic. These remind me of Uncle John's when he was on 63rd or 69th. I can't remember the original one. But the links are amazing, folks, and this sauce is really fantastic to dip into. It's got just the right amount of sweet and heat. He's got a mild and a hot sauce, but I say sauce on the side, everybody, okay?
I agree with you.
All right, it's so important.
Full on.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
appreciate the barbecue,
fantastic.
sauce on the side. All right.
Yep.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.